Back to the first running session of 2021. Today we're going to run the Lima Class 40 in BR Blue. Sorry, let me zoom in on that. There, looks very nice. And that has a complete shell train of total 30 wagons. So that is very long indeed, very heavy. This is really the max I want to hang behind one locomotive. If I had two, I would do like 60 wagons. But yeah, that's really the maximum I want to. It can do more, but that's really, you gotta set your maximum to just not destroy the motor in this thing. So, and on the other side we have my number one favorite diesel. Is the Dutch Airways 2200 class. Looks very nice in Dutch Airways cargo livery from 1996 onwards to 2003. And we got a short train. Basically, there's not much difference in real life in pulling power. There's like let's start off with the 2200. This is 902 horsepower and 7,500 newton meters of torque, and this can pull in real life 2,600 tons on its own. One of these, and the Class 40 has 2,000 horsepower, but can pull 3,250 tons. So it's only 650 tons, while this is more than twice the power. So this is kind of, the perfect weight for its power. Because this eventually starts to slip, because this is still 135 ton diesel, but it's still then maybe a little bit too light for 2,000 to get the max out of your 2,000 horsepower. So you don't have enough the maximum grip. Like this, you have the maximum grip. Like with 902 horsepower, 2,600 tons, and you can put four of these together. There's another one of mine. Then you can pull like pretty much 10,500, 10,500 tons, like 10,500 tons. That's amazing. And the Class 40 is also very lovely. It looks amazing. It's probably one of this is actually Lima, is one of the later Limas, which drives a lot better and has a better motor inside. But anyways, now also, which is really amazing, now I got my top three favorite diesel. Of course, the 2200 is my number one favorite diesel. The 2400 is my second favorite diesel, and the Class 40 scores my number three favorite diesel. Or I'm a little bit, still need to choose which is my second favorite out of these two. But there's also the NS Class 2400, which has 850 horsepower and weighs a total of 60 tons. This weighs 135. This weighs 72 tons in real life. So, but this is really the most powerful for its power, and still 2,600 tons. That is still insane. Like that is a lot of power, and especially if you combine four together, that is insane. So, and also for the guys who also want to know the pulling power of the trains, I want to calculate it. Like if let me show you. I got some. Oh no, don't have it here. But like 1 kN, we measure in pulling power with trains in kN. 1 kN is equivalent to 14 tons. This is 185 kN, so it's about 2,600 tons, and this is 231. So that's about 3,250 tons of pulling power. So you can just measure that. Like 1 kN is 14 tons of pulling power. So that is very handy. So anyways, without further ado, let's go and run these trains. But before we do, this is of course literally your typical mid-1990s Dutch freight train, but it's a little bit short. I need about at least 10 more of these behind this, because this is a very powerful locomotive. Especially in the last days it worked. It pulled pretty heavy trains. Like on some trains these things pull 2,000 tons with a slight incline, which is amazing. But without incline, these can pull 2,600 tons each. So that is very nice. So let's go and run them. Behind a massive pile of wagons. So this is what the layout looks like now. Got this whole extra bit section of about, let's say, 5 meters. And first was 18 meters, now I've got 23 meters of track. So now I'm going to show you how the track goes. So start there, you're going to come around here, turn around here, turn through there, comes through here, turns all the way back to there. And guys, from there to here is about 3 meters, 3.5 meters. So I've got a room from 4 by 3 meters, let's say 4 by 3 meters. So it's trying to come through the station right there. Here comes the class 40, so from back there to the wall to where I'm standing with the camera, it's also 3.5 meters, so let's give you kind of a size how big the train actually is. The train is probably totally about 4.5 meters long, maybe more. It's a huge train. Here comes the 2200. Like also the class 40 is about 30 centimeters long. So, and that also gives you a perspective how big the layout actually is. This is my biggest locomotive up to now. It's even bigger than the Baureihe 42. And why I actually put the tanker train behind this, I asked a British friend of mine what did the class 40s, what work did it do. They did passenger and freight, but most of the time they did tanker train. So I thought, like, let's make a complete shell tanker train of about 30 wagons, and I put it together. Pretty happy, but it's a very heavy train. You definitely see the loco struggling just a little bit, but it can still do it pretty easily. So that's good. There comes the 2200. That's about 5 meters away from me. She comes. There's actually the Bullet Pacific and the Black 5 there, and the Type 54. Comes to class 40. Yeah, we need to do something with the track, so the power drops immensely on this corner. Probably something wrong with the connection. Comes the 2200 in the inner loop. Here comes the class 40. At a little bit of an incline. Looks really good. Runs really well as well, so and it's pulling 30 tankers. That's a pretty heavy train. Probably 1.5 kilos or maybe even 2 kilograms. That's a lot for a model train. 2200 and perfect timing. And actually top speed of the class 40 is 140 kmph. Or 80 miles an hour, and the 2200 can do 66 miles an hour or 106 kmph. For the people who want to know how fast these Leicas are. They're not, especially 2200 is made for freight, and freight normally runs at 80 kilometers per hour or 50 miles an hour. And it still is quite a lot quicker than that. But it's not really a passenger locomotive, whilst it was actually used as a passenger locomotive. They put like 5 carriages in between, and one of these locomotives at each end. And one of the locomotives was always on, depended on which way you wanted to drive, so you didn't have to run around your train. Here comes your class 40. It's amazing. The power drop is immense on this part of the layout. And then she moves off again. Here comes 2200. One more time, then I'm gonna switch the camera position. And as you can probably see, I'm working on the 3rd loop. Don't have enough track yet, so that's why. But at least we got 2 working loops. I'm going to show you the layout from this perspective. Like, we're starting here, then it comes around there, goes all the way there, comes all the way around there, turns back again here, comes all around here, and attaches back here. And the layout is 23 meters. My biggest layout ever was 30 meters. That was just one loop. Now I got 2 loops of 23 meters, so it's quite nice. And here, of course, we have my number 1 and number 2 favorite locomotives ever. First of all, my number 1 favorite, the Black 5 right there. Both white buffers, Black LMS Black 5 Dave there. And we got the Bully Pacific 257 Squadron as well. Here comes 2200 and a class 40. I think you need to increase the power of the controller on the class 40 slightly. Comes 2200 on the inside. Here comes the 2200. Going a little bit too quick there, but then it slows down again due to the power getting a lot lower. Probably some connection problems right there on the track. Here comes the ns2200 first, and then the class 40. Let's follow the class 40 around the layout. Yeah, it's a complete mess all around the layout a little bit. Wagons everywhere. So I just got to clean it up a little bit more. But the layout is not done yet, so still need to do some work. There's class 40. Looks amazing. Behind Gallon Junction sheds. Moving further up the layout. And the power drops as soon as we go over that point. Oh, now it doesn't do it on camera. Look at it go. Looks nice. It's amazing. Watch your pass. Over here. Let's follow the 2200 around. Oh yeah, wait, I'm gonna head out of the way. Look at that. The 2200, this 2200 is my newest locomotive. Oops, a bunch of crap on the ground there. Yeah, it's, as I said, it's a complete mess in this room, but at least the layout works. I was a little bit too quick there. Then the power drops in the corner. Get my head out of the way. Gonna watch your pass here. Class 40. Whoops. A little bit of rubbing due to probably tracks being a little bit too close to each other. Stop the class when turning. Yeah, the track has moved ever so slightly. So let me just re-rail that one wagon. So let's watch this locomotive one more time and then I'm going to end the video. Here comes 2200. Comes the class 40. So guys, that was Kunst Models. I hope you liked the video. Please like, subscribe if you liked the video. And I will see you next video. Bye guys.